All right, Rob here, the athlete manager for Enhanced Labs. We're here with Dr. Tony Huge, Seth Jordan, and Johnny Ugent. We're going to talk about All Day Shred from Enhanced Labs. You can see it there. Non-stim fat burner. And everybody's going to give their opinion on this. And we're going to open it up with Tony's viewpoint on it.
So All Day Shred was designed with the same principle as the entire enhanced matrix and everything we teach about approaching fat loss or muscle building or rapid transformations by stacking multiple different pathways so that there's no limiting factors. So All Day Shred works to burn fat across many different pathways, except for the beta androgenic and alpha androgenic receptors, which are stimulant receptors in the body. So it doesn't have any stimulants. So it burns fat in all of the ways you can burn fat in a legal over-the-counter oral product, minus the stimulants. So that means it can be taken before bed. It's the actual fat burner that can be taken 24 hours a day. And I wanted that because I take a nap in the afternoon and I also don't want to interfere with my sleep at night. And I was always frustrated with fat loss products because they all had stimulants in it. So you couldn't take them anywhere near bed, which means like if you want quality sleep, you can't take it within 6 hours of the bed. You're missing out on your whole sleep time and the whole 6 hours before that you could have been burning fat. And since every other product has stimulants in it to burn fat, they're abusing one fat loss pathway. And people are getting side effects from that pathway and they build a tolerance from that pathway. And they're ignoring all of these other wonderful fat loss pathways that they could be burning fat without any side effects. So it stacks really well with stimulants. So it can be taken in the morning with stimulants and be extremely synergistic, or it can be taken at night before bed without stimulants. And don't underestimate the product is what I'd say to anybody who hasn't tried it, because you can feel it. You'll feel the body temperature increase. You'll feel the caloric burn. And if you're fasting and you want something to drink that is healthy and doesn't break the fast, then this is amazing because like it tastes like you're drinking fruit juice and yet it's helping burn fat and suppress appetite. So it's like the ultimate intermittent fasting and fasting fat burner. So it really versatile. It's hard to imagine any fat loss protocol that shouldn't have All Day Shred in it. If we're trying to make optimal, healthy, rapid transformation results, every fat loss protocol should have All Day Shred in it.
Excellent. Thanks for your input, Tony. And I know, Seth, you've been with Enhance for a long time. You've been an affiliate for a long time. You know the products inside out. What's your feelings on All Day Shred and your experience on it?
Yeah, All Day Shred and the Slim Pills, as you guys know, I promote those a lot because those are two of my top favorite products. Just like Tony was saying, taking the All Day Shred at night is one of my favorite optimal times to take it because you do burn fat way more at night versus the daytime. I mean, you burn pretty much all day long. But for me, what I noticed it works better at night, and I actually just did this last night because I'm kind of cutting and bulking at the same time with a little bit of an experiment that I'm running. So what I usually do, I do 2 scoops versus 1, nice. And I just mix it with water, and then I just chug it before I go to bed. Usually people like to wake up and go to the bathroom and stuff a lot during the night, but this does not affect that for me. Everyone's body works different. So what might not work for you might not work for me, or what may work for you could work for me too. So best time that I like to take All Day Shred is at night. Sometimes I'll do it in the morning too, right when I wake up. It's non-stim, so you could do it with energy drinks if you guys go that route. So just try and find a little bit of what works for you, just like everyone else.
Great. Thanks, Seth. And if anybody's curious, so I'm drinking it right now. I kind of drink it how Tony drinks it. I usually drink it with dinner, and it mixes really good. It tastes just like fruit punch. It's delicious. You wouldn't think you were drinking a non-stim fat burner. That's how good it is. Everybody I know that's tried it is blown away by the flavor. And I've also heard other people too. Sometimes I've mixed it actually at night before I go to bed, like how Seth drinks it before he goes to bed, I mix it with sleep juice. And when you mix the sleep juice and the all day shred, the flavor, it's really good. And then you get the sleep growth pathways, you got the fat burning, and you got everything mixed all together. So next, let's talk to Johnny, who's also been with Enhanced for a while. He's an Enhanced affiliate also. What's your experience with all day shred?
So I really like all day shred. I find it to be one of my favorite supplements. And the reason why, guys, is because in general, I wanted to find a fat burner that I could take on top of the other fat burners that I take, and for my clients as well. So like, I actually get prescribed Adderall. I have modafinil laying around. So I can't be taking fat burners that are too hard on the heart and stimulants. So I started taking the all day shred. First off, I really like the taste. Second of all, I really like the ingredients in it, because I do take those ingredients, you know, by itself. But now that this product has it together, it's a lot easier for me. So it has two different types of L-carnitine. It has the L-carnitine L-tartrate and the acetyl L-carnitine. Those are two of the best forms of L-carnitine that you can take. And then it has green tea extract, which is a great ingredient. And it has L-taurine and vitamin B12. So these are all supplements that I take in general, like per pill, and it's a little bit of annoying. So when I drink the all day shred, I get to take less pills, which I really like. And, you know, the fact that you could drink it all day is awesome. You can add it to water. It tastes great. I stack it with these, the ECA shred. This was my stimulant for the day. So I take this with coffee, and then the rest of the day, I'm just probably going to drink the all day shred. And it's going good. It's going good. I really like it. And I would recommend it to anybody that wants to try it. All my clients are taking the all day shred. And my clients who like the stimulants, we're doing the ECA shred, stacking that with the all day shred, because you can't really stack the ECA shred with other hardcore stimulated caffeinated stuff, you know? So I like the all day shred.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly actually what I do, and what I've spoke to Tony in another video that we've done is I take ECA shred in the morning when I wake up, and I do ECA shred has caffeine in it, but I also drink a cup of coffee because I'm just a coffee type person. I take an ECA shred in the morning, then I take another ECA shred in the afternoon, like after lunch, mid-afternoon, and then with dinner I'll have all day shred. So I'm in, and I might even have another scoop of all day shred before I go to sleep. So I'm putting my body in that fat burning mode all day long and all night long. And also too is, I mean, I've thrown in, and then Tony, what's your take on stacking? I've thrown in Yohimbine too with the other two products now too.
Yeah. You can add Yohimbine to all that. Remember, a couple of products that have Yohimbine in it with Enhanced are the Yohimbine itself. The Code Red Fat Burner has Yohimbine. So like if you're already taking Code Red Fat Burner, then you don't need to take Yohimbine on top of that. But ECA shred, I don't think does the ECA shred have Yohimbine? Now I can't remember if that was added.
Bottle, right, Johnny?
Yeah, it has the alpha Yohimbine at two capsules.
Yeah, so you want to be careful. If you take too much Yohimbine, you get that anxiety and, you know, blood pressure changes and all that. But actually, the Yohimbine side effects that you get, like a little bit of the anxiety and stuff, your body adapts to it. Yeah. So I know a lot of people who at first they get that Yohimbine effects, and then they feel the side effects, kind of like taking too much caffeine. But then their body adapts to those feelings, but they still get the benefits of it. So I'd say for anybody because a lot of people don't want to take Yohimbine, for anybody who thinks they're sensitive to it, just start at a smaller doses and get your body used to it, and it'll still keep working even when you don't feel it as much.
Great. And that's the great thing about Enhanced too. Enhanced Labs is we have a stim fat burner. So we have ECA shred that if you're looking for some stimulant, or you have the all day shred that, you know, like Tony and others have said, you can drink it more than once a day, right, Tony? You could drink it a couple times a day if you really want.
And back to the Yohimbine thing too, and with the all day shred is actually Yohimbine. If you take a smaller dosage of it, it might not keep you up. It's not a stimulant like caffeine. It doesn't necessarily increase your heart rate a lot at an effective dosage. I mean, it feels like it because it kind of feels like an anxiety thing, but it actually, I'll put it this way. I know some guys that develop the most amazing physique by taking Yohimbine at nighttime, because that's when their natural growth hormone releases, and it's very synergistic with that to specifically free up the stubborn body fat. So taking all day shred at night with a little bit of Yohimbine is like a super secret hack that nobody does because they think Yohimbine is going to interfere with sleep. And if it doesn't interfere for sleep with you, then nighttime is actually a good time to be on Yohimbine to be releasing and burning that fat while you sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't know that.
I like that.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine taking Yohimbine before bed, but I'm willing to try it at a low dose with the all day shred, see how it feels.
And I know,
try it and then let me know. I mean, some people could sleep on it. Maybe some people, maybe the anxiety gets to you or whatever, but just try the lower dosage to start.
What about
go ahead, Seth.
The guy who I know is the super effective for one of the best physiques in the world. He takes it every night, so he's really used to it, you know, so you can in a large dosage. Yeah.
So I had a question I wanted to add on top of that. So what about taking the Shred XT with the all day shred at night if you wanted to actually like kind of speed up that, you know, effect of the fat burning mode? Because, you know, you could use that as a contest prep, kind of like diet.
I think you'd wake up looking nice and dry and shredded. Yeah. I mean, it's mostly the Shred XTs for the water, but you know, water is a lot of the more fat you have, the more water you store in the fat, right? But when you get rid of the water, then you would be surprised how much you thought was fat was actually water, I'll say. So like one thing is people get discouraged when they're doing fat loss when they don't actually see the results in the mirror. And sometimes that's because they're losing fat but gaining water. But if you use Shred XT and you lose the water, and you know, there's a lot of healthy ways to lose water. Shred XT is one of the healthy ways. Then you actually get to see your fat loss results. You get to wake up in the morning and see, wow, yeah, you actually are losing fat. And that's really motivating. And people seem to do much better at losing more fat when they see their own progress.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. You know what? That's something I might do because I'm going to spend the next month doing a protocol for fat loss with fasting and all the other things we spoke about. Maybe next month I'll pop on Shred XT too to see exactly where I'm at, you know, because like Tony says, it's hard to see when you're holding a lot of water. And when you have more of a fat on you, like a guy like me who's heavier and trying to lean out, sometimes it's tough to tell in the mirror every day, you know, when compared to somebody that's already leaner and then they can see it right off the bat.
Yeah, even for somebody who's leaner, like what I used to do with my clients is I would have them take a little bit of dandelion every day to lose the water retention so their results show faster and it keeps them motivated. So I'm going to start having them take the Shred XT a little bit every day if they're cutting and see if that works by motivating them, seeing the water drip off, because it definitely works. And you definitely start seeing your results a lot faster when there's less water retention. It's more motivating as well. You see the cuts faster, and it's just Tony made a great point with that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And let's see, and you know, that's a great thing too about all day shred too, is you got a fat releasing blend in it, you got a fat oxidization blend in it, and it also supports your thyroid. And it's got supportive vitamins and minerals in it. And how exactly does it support your thyroid, Tony? Is it the
It's got some ingredients that are like iodine and things that support your thyroid function. So there's some nutrients that people are often deficient in that causes their thyroid to perform suboptimally. And one of our athletes actually just was feeling really hot, and like their metabolism was going really fast, and had their blood work done and everything. I was just analyzing this today, and I said, I think the cause is the all day shred, because I think the all day shred has caused their thyroid to go into a little fast in a good way, because they're losing a lot of fat too.
Yeah.
But you know, when your thyroid's going fast, or when you're on all day shred, you feel your body temperature increase a little hotter, and like that can be worrisome for some people who haven't felt that before. So it's a side effect to increase body heat, but it's actually an effect, because we're actually trying to increase body heat, because the body heat is a result of the burning fat into heat. That's where the fat is going somewhere. It's going into water. When you breathe it out, pee it out, and body heat. These are the ways that we're getting rid of fat. So obviously, if we're effectively burning a lot of fat, body temperature is going to go up. And it does it through a couple different mechanisms of action. All Day Shred does. And the thyroid is one. And then another one is just speeding up the mitochondria and, inside the cell, the powerhouse of the cell.
Interesting.
So I have another thing to add on to that. Normally, like, you're saying about your body temperature raising and stuff like that. What if your body temperature is already naturally kind of hot, and it's kind of harder to tell if it's like working with that product or not? Like, how would you mitigate that if it's something like the All Day Shred?
Well, the product is definitely working, whether you can feel the body temperature change or not, because the body temperature could be very, very subtle. And even the slightest body temperature increase is a lot of calories over a 12, 24-hour period. So not everybody's going to feel it. Some people will feel it a lot more than others. Most people, I'd say if someone took 2 scoops, it pretty much most people are going to feel some body temperature increase from that.
I think I noticed some energy from it too, because of the vitamin B12 is at a decent dosage, and the L-taurine. So even though there's no stimulants in it, I feel a little bit of the body heat, but I also feel kind of like energized when you drink it throughout the day because of the B12. My body's kind of sensitive to B12, and when you're sipping on it, it gives you that non-stimulated energy. Do you guys feel that as well?
Yeah, and especially if I'm intermittent fasting, or when I was fasting before this mass blast, like you get really hungry and you get like a little fatigued and a little dizzy, and the All Day Shred gives you energy as if you were drinking juice. I mean, there's no calories in it, but what's happening is it's causing your body to be able to release its own body fat for fuel and burn the body fat for fuel. So it's like you're actually eating, except for you're not eating food from the outside world. Your body is eating its own fat for fuel, and All Day Shred is allowing that to happen. So absolutely.
That's great. I know somebody that I was talking to her about this the other day, Sunny on Instagram, who's bringing her up again because I talked to her a lot about these fat burning products. She does fasted cardio every day in the morning. She literally dry scoops All Day Shred right before she does the fasted cardio, and she swears by it. She's like, that's my treat on a daily basis because it tastes like candy almost. So that's like my treat, and then I get to do cardio. She loves it, and she's in phenomenal shape.
Well, and when you take these supplements are so good. Like, it's just a side benefit that they taste so good. Like even if they tasted bad, like, people should still take it, but they thank goodness it also tastes good. But for those of us who use it on a really frequent basis, what we can really look forward to is a new flavor. Yeah, so that will come. That's
exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think all the I think there might have been an email blast out about a survey about flavors too, or something like that. But I know that some chemist and Dr. Tony are trying to create some new interesting flavors. So
yeah,
the
main thing for me, the main thing is I don't want it to taste like chemicals.
No,
it's a really healthy product. And so people who value, health, they're not going to want a chemical taste. I like, for example, I like to drink it as it replaces juice. So I like drinking fruit juice, but that's really not healthy. So I replace the fruit juice with this, but I still need it to taste like a natural fruit juice flavor, not like chemicals. So I hope we can nail the next flavor. This flavor was amazing. It's like a fruit punch flavor. I hope we can nail the next flavor equally well, because it's not easy when you have this many effective ingredients in a formula. Like it is some real hardcore chemistry science to be able to flavor it correctly so that it doesn't taste bad.
What about like a cherry lime or a grapefruit flavor? Like
grapefruit.
I love cherry lime. That's one of my favorites is cherry lime.
Wait, okay, but grape. Seth likes grapefruit. Rob, do you like grapefruit?
I like lemonade.
All right, Johnny, grapefruit.
I do like grapefruit. But.
I mean, whatever the flavor is, I'll try it, but I'll go with the lemonade because the fruit punch is good. I would imagine that lemonade is probably an easier flavor to get down than the grapefruit. I don't know.
Lemonade sounds
Not a
better.
lot
Well,
of
the
people
thing
have
about
it.
grapefruit is bitter. Grapefruit is
Oh,
bitter. Actually, maybe easier.
I haven't ate a grapefruit in years.
Yeah.
Well, there
Yeah,
is
you don't
good,
need to
good fat
skip the
burning
grapefruit.
properties in
There is.
grapefruit.
There is.
That's true. Grapefruit is a very healthy fruit to eat.
And I talked to Trevor about that too. Like when Tony, you and Trevor are trying to formulate new products, like he always tells me, he's like, you know how difficult it is to make these things taste good with like these ingredients. And that's the one thing about enhanced labs that I think they really kill it is like their pre-workout, their EAA flavors are phenomenal. Like, and the all day shred tastes great. Carb Tech is great. The flavors are really on point for something that's really good for you. Because sometimes when you get things that are really good for you, like Tony said, they taste like shit. But
Yeah, it wasn't always like that. There was some in the beginning that we just couldn't nail the flavoring and it just tasted like chemicals. Not that it is chemicals. I mean, it's still healthy, but like the Rage pre-workout, the earliest editions to me tasted like chemicals.
did you change? Because I remember buying all day shred like years ago. Did you guys reformulate that?
The formulas are constantly being upgraded and improved.
I mean, the flavor wise.
And the flavors also get
Because
upgraded.
the flavor is much better from when it came out like years ago. I remember I tried it when it first came out. I kind of tasted that little bit of that.
Yeah.
I want to say it's not chemical. You know what I'm saying? Like like dry raw supplement flavor. And the way it is now is 10 times better. The flavors, you can't even tell you're drinking a supplement. You really can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the flavors have gotten better over time. Like I remember the pre-workout, you could taste all the ingredients. It was still tasted decent, but then when the new flavor came out, it was I think the sour gummy bears was the second one I tried.
Yeah,
and it tasted a lot better.
That was good.
Rage pre-workout, yeah.
That was good. The sour gummy bear. I remember trying that when it came out too, and I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah, it improved, and it wasn't as hard to drink. I would just drink, I feel good, and ready to roll.
I think the next flavor for the pre-workout's going to be the best. Yeah, whenever that hits.
It's definitely a good pre-workout. I feel it. It's awesome. The good thing is you can take all these together: the all-day shred, the aminos, the pre-workout. You know, before, during, after.
They all work together, which is a great thing. You know, it's like, you know, Tony's matrix. It's like it all comes together with supplements too. We'll have to do a video on that, Tony, where we're talking about how the supplements hit the different pathways and stuff like that.